Hello and welcome to my channel, Vintage Elegance Inspiration. I'm sharing my Gossamer Wings Fairy collection. This is journal number 2 in the series, and I am calling it the Woodland Anomaly because of the color of velvet that I used. And I coordinated the cover with a bit of dark eggplant trim, a little bit of the glitter on the fairy to bring out that color. We've got removable tags in the front of the velvet covered journals. They're just plain, but they are a very unique washable paper. I think they're just really, really cool. I've got this punched edge here and ran some ribbon through it, put on some beads, did a butterfly die cut. It's the textured set by Sizzix, and then I used some frontage gold on the embossing of that, and of course iridescent wings on the fairy. I love this charm, or pendant. It says, "Who says life isn't a fairy tale?" And I found an amazing scarf made out of fibers that I was able to use for the closures on 5 of these journals, and I love it. It's just so funky. Got some sparkle in there, and then the vintage buttons sewn into the spine, and another removable tassel which has some beautiful artisan beads. I've used a magnolia leaf dangle here, and another charm that says "Everyone loves a fairy tale," and a pretty tassel. So this comes off, and we'll just set it aside. And open up the journal. It's just plain on the back, just beautiful velvet, absolutely gorgeous, so soft to handle. And it just undoes here. And I've used so many different digitals that I will name them in the description. I'm not going to describe them as we go. Little envelope here, done with some glittery Mod Podge. And I've got some fairy sequins inside. I started out with them loose and they just went all over the place, so I tucked them inside a little plastic bag. Some Fairy Adventures. This is also a tuck spot here. And some of the beautiful lace trim, embellished trim that comes with the velvet and bead dangle bundles from Sheila. This journal is 2 signatures, and I think there are 14 pages each, times 4, and a 2¼ inch spine. Lots of flower fairies, and a decoupage tag. Tiny little tuck spot there. And beautiful book page tag with some vintage lace and trim in the blush color. And a cute little fairy stamped on the back. Most all of the images I tried to cut using the gold border of the book being exposed, so that when you flip through your journal, it's got a bit of extra sparkle to it. A belly band here, the fairy image stamped on the back of that tag. Making sure I'm in frame here. Very large tag. Gorgeous fairy. These are the stamps from the Honeybee collection in Heartfelt Creations. This is also another tuck spot right there. I included book page from some of my fairy books. I love the color of the illustrations and the fact that there's a bit of the story included for you to have a look at. It's a long tag. And the Tim Holtz transparent wings with a paper doll. I think this one is stamped on the back. The cute little bee fairy. I'll leave that like that for now. Here's these tags that I made with some fussy cut fairies. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. And some fibers and vintage lace and a little blingy charm. And a pocket here. Graphic 45's Once Upon a Springtime journaling card. Tag with book page, a digital image, and a die cut. And Edith Holden book page. Just a little fairy journaling card tucked in here. What I did was I shrank or enlarged some of the images just to make some variation in the size of the paper pages for the book. This one says created for you on the back of that charm. Beautiful fairy images. I believe this is from Warwick Goebel. I got these from Mrs. Coggs and used some lovely cotton lace on there and book page stamped on the back. Some music paper and a little flip up here with a fairy stamped on that and a sugar glitter tag. This one I purchased, didn't make it myself. And here is a book page pocket that I made. I think it's Patricia Viramontes I learned that from, and what I added here was vintage lace on each row, some seam binding, and then these tags. Little flower girls with some stamping, iridescent ribbon, journaling card, and some toadstool stamping, and these little ballerina fairies. Stamping and tiny little envelope. This envelope has a few treasures in it. I just stuck some of the tiny, what are these? The little Tim Holtz field notes collection of ephemera. Love it. Just thought they were really, really cute and tiny. And a little butterfly charm here. This is an envelope where you could add another tag or note paper, whatever you want to do there. And it's just got this beautiful vintage postcard. I don't know what that is. It almost feels like fabric, but it's just very, very shiny paper with those beautiful birds on it. And, oh, I can't remember the date of it, but it's, oh, yes, right there. 1909. So it's over 100 years old, that one. And a little flower fairy on that side. Another leaf, fussy cut fairy out of one of the flower fairy books. And a beautiful journaling card with some stamping on the back. This is wrapping paper, craft wrapping paper that I love. I backed some book page onto it. Here's the center of the signature beads and charms. And I used the cutout from the new die set that I got. And made some little butterfly fairies using the paper dolls and the transparent butterfly wings from Tim Holtz. Some iridescent ribbon topper. There's another Warwick Goebel images. Butterfly stamping on the inside and just a tiny little tuck here. Very large journaling card. the fairy background stamped there. All this fussy cutting, I just love these fairies, as we all do. They're so beautiful. Beautiful. One of my favorite fairies is the Wayfaring Tree Fairy. Stamping on the back. And I made several of these tags using the new Tim Holtz velvet trim. This is vintage or antique lace. I got it on one of those bobbin spools. It's just so beautiful. I love it. And a butterfly die cut as a topper. Some music page. Beautiful. Another little tag or journaling card with some embossing, layered up music paper, and a digital image. And then this one has a few tags here. And inside we've got several more tags for extra journaling space. And here is a little tuck spot as well. Got a dandelion stamp there and a magic wand. This is another one of the textured Bigs dies from Tim Holtz, the Sizzix dies. This is a dragonfly that I've used the Ranger mixed media powder on. Stunning. I absolutely love those. Another cutout, die cut, and just a layered up image onto a journaling card and stamped with a dragonfly on the back. Book page. This one is Rumpelstiltskin, and I love this image because it's 3 little flower fairy girls, and I have 3 daughters. So it's special to me. Some journaling cards with some stamping on the back. And fairy stamp there. Book page, die cut. Another bunch of journaling cards. And one of the images from the flower fairy flip up stamping. And sweet little journaling card from Tim Holtz series. Another one of the tags I made for this series with some lace, velvet trim, book page, digital image of a fairy, and stitched all around, of course, some more vintage lace in the green, some fibers, beautiful leaf charm, and stamping on the back. I watched a lot of Jacqui Chimes videos. She's just the queen of flower fairy tags and journals. I just love her work. So inspiring. Tall tag in this tuck. And we've got a little tuck here, an envelope, a charm. I can't remember what I've got inside here. Just some note paper. And on this side, we've got a little tuck spot here with a tiny tag, some stamping. Once Upon a Springtime stamps from Graphic 45. Just some book page and scrapbook paper, a flower fairy made out of Tim Holtz paper doll, and the transparent butterfly wings. And some stamping on the back. It says, "Once in a while, right in the middle of an ordinary life, love gives us a fairy tale." Love that expression. And signature number 2. Edith Holden, and a large journaling card with some stamping on the back. These tag toppers I make out of the a die set from Heartfelt Creations as well. Some sari silk ribbon with some gold trim, leaf trim, flower fairy image. I love this little birdie, so sweet. Vintage lace, and my new tag die that I absolutely love. Elderberry Fairy, love this one. Postcard. Another tag holder with the tall tag in here, and a bit of layering with a label and sentiment. This is French book page in the background over some wrapping paper, craft wrapping paper, and a die cut with, oopsie, that's ripped, with another butterfly image. Gotta glue that. And a decoupage tag. Giant journaling card. Sweet little fairy. And a little tuck spot here. Fairy wings, journaling card. This one is going to be my personal journal, one of my personal journals. Beautiful foxglove fairy image, and I used some digital image from the Foxglove collection by Artie Mays that I've tea-dyed, of course, and stamped foxglove on the back. This is a bit of very unique specialty paper that I've had for a long time. I've got it in this very light mauve and soft green. Flip up for journaling space. Here's a couple of tags with this belly band. And a flip out for some more journaling space. The Book of Fairies book page. What I did was die cut some vellum, and I really love the look. It's so transparent. It's a little journaling card. And this lace here. Beautiful little charm. And a journaling card with a fairy house stamped on the back. Large tag. Fairy stamped on the back. And a flip out with some butterflies stamped there. Some music paper. Another one of these tags with the cutout die. A cute little bird stamped on the back. Book page with a gorgeous fairy. Had to include her. She's kind of not really a snarky fairy, but she's got an expression on her. I thought it was really sweet. The center of the signature has some charms here and beads. Another one of these tags. And a beautiful tag here with another fairy house stamped on the back. I made a little bunny rabbit stamped, oops, sorry, butterfly here with the transparent wings and a butterfly charm. Flower, little flower girl, and an envelope with some extra journaling space inside. Here's another one of the tags that I made out of the book page. Some vintage lace and the Tim Holtz velvet trim. And a charm. And just a little spot of that glitter scarf that I cut up. A couple of tags. Edith Holden paper. Graphic 45 journaling card. This is vintage stationery that is so frail. Beautiful little note card and envelope. And Edith Holden tuck, side tuck. And the book page with a die cut. And these I came up with out of some beautiful cotton paper, backed it onto tea-dyed scrapbook paper, stamped on it, threaded a ribbon through it, and added some beads. Beautiful. Some more of the embossed mixed media powder there. Postcard. Large tag. Stamping on the back. Here's some more beautiful vintage lace on the book page. behind the image here, and the velvet trim, and a little dragonfly charm with a fairy stamped on it, and another one of the die cutouts with a boy and the transparent butterfly wings. Fairy bread. I do have a story about that. I learned how to make fairy toast when I lived in Australia. It's basically icing with sprinkles on it, and when my children were little, they learned to love it because they got it as a treat every once in a while. So we call that fairy toast. Another tag made out of some beautiful vintage lace, book page, digital image, more vintage lace and fibers, and a cute little bug charm. Sewn all around and stamped on the back with a toadstool. Tiny little tag tucked in here, stamped on the back. And a postcard. Lots of space for extra journaling. Pocket there. Word believe. All you have to do is believe. And then I've got the topper in here. These I had originally made for the covers, but once I had them all assembled, I thought they're just too big and there's no way I was going to cut them down, so I left them as is. The front is a lace pocket here with one of the postcards tucked inside. Some beautiful vintage lace and a charm. And then on the back, I've got an envelope where you can tuck either a journaling card or a letter or a note or something and keep it a little bit hidden. And then just layered up with music paper and such. And then it's tied into the book and it stays there. And that is my Woodland Anomaly personal fairy journal. This is number 2 in the series of Gossamer Wings. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll check out the others in the series. Thanks for watching.